number 28 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Atlanta Motor Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia, in the running of the Napa Know-How 500. Yep. It's a running of the Napa Know-How 500 here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Going to be a good race here today on this 1.522 mile oval. Yes, it's the old Atlanta configuration. I'll never be running the new one, if you know what I mean. Again, want to keep this thing old school. So anyway, we're set here today for 50 laps of racing here on this racetrack. And let's get to the starting line for today's running of the event. On the pole, in car number 55, the Copenhagen Chevrolet, it is Ashland Boyd qualifying with 187 miles per hour. He'll be alongside the number 11 Budweiser Chevrolet, Zach Winkle. He's on the outside. Ashland Boyd's wins by came this season at Daytona in the Pepsi 400, and he also won the New Hampshire race as well. Row 2 is Ryan Kazee, car number 12, the Budweiser Chevrolet, and beside him, Seth Cole, carrying one of our in-car cameras in today's event. In car 52, the Folgers Chevrolet. Row 3 has the Halpern Chevrolet, car number 16 of Jordan Lopez on the inside. And he'll be alongside Becca Tellier, two-time winner this season. Her wins came at the spring race at Darlington, and she also won the second stop at Richmond this season. And that was the last stop on the tour. And by the way, I said I would be at Dover this season, next stop on the tour. So actually, it's Dover's next after Atlanta, as a matter of fact. Next row down has Chelsea Bowles in car 74, the Superior Piping Nelson Contracting Chevrolet. And she'll be alongside Phil Parker, number 5, the Levi Garrett Chevrolet. The fifth row will have Dylan Poteet, car number 22, the Miller High Life Buick. 10th place in the points coming into this event. And second place in the points coming in on the outside is Charles Stanford, looking for the Atlanta sweep. He is a 4-time winner this season. Row number 6, has Dylan Young, the winner at Bristol this season in the night race over there. He's in the Kroger Pepsi Chevrolet car number 2. And number 6, the Starlight Ford of Michael Whitman, is on the outside. 7th row will have the number 8 Miller American Buick of Patrick Smith. He won at Dover this season, this is the first Dover stop. He'll be alongside Johnny Gardner, number 35, the Folgers Chevrolet. Next, row number 9 will have Zachary Fitzwater, the Colt 600 champion, in the 33 Skull Bandit Buick. And number 51, Valvoline Oldsmobile of Alexander Rowe. Row number 10 will have Jonathan Zorlin, number 88, the Gatorade Buick. And the Copenhagen Oldsmobile car number 14 of Tony Newman is on the outside. Next row down has Kyle Matthews, two-time winner of the season, and number 29 Hardee's Oldsmobile. He won at North Wilkesboro, and he also won his second race at Michigan this season. He'll be alongside Zed Weinstein, the AC Spark Plugs from Furniture Chevrolet Pontiac. His car number is 70. Next row down has the winner at Rockingham, Ryan George, and number 17 Tide Chevrolet, and the number 83 Quinn's Kmart Oldsmobile, and the Daytona 500 champion, Emmanuel Hartnett. Next row down, car number 47, the Race Hill Farms Buick of Joshua Sakuli has the inside of the next row down, and the number 43 STP Pontiac of Joshua Collard has the outside. So you have to get a win this season. Next row down has the 5-time race winner this season, Jessica Shelton, the championship leader, the Coors Melling Ford, car number 9, hoping to break her Atlanta jinx that she's had in this series. And she has a very huge points lead over Charles Simber, I might add as well. She'll be alongside Paul Minnick, number 44, to get the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet. Next row down has Jesse Turner in car number 13, the CTE Ford, and he'll be alongside number 7, the California winner, Cat Tellier, the Sarah Sandefries Ford. Next row down has William Brock, number 4, the Kodak Film Oldsmobile, and Kyle Langley in car 27, the Kodiak Pontiac. Next row down, Trent Dunham, number 1, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Chevrolet, and Max Anderson, car 75, the Valvoline Pontiac, fresh off a great run he had at Richmond. Next row down has Ryan Winters in car number 90, the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Ford, and defending race winner Keith Batson, number 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. He's a 2-time winner this season. Next row down has Quentin Moore in the Quaker State Buick, car number 26, and Cole Deaver, third in-car camera in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3. Actually, it's our second in-car camera, on that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
The King, Richard Petty, everyone, doing the command. Jason Haywood is the next row down in car number 15, the Motorcraft Ford. He won the Brickyard this season. And two-time winner Joshua Osborne. He won at Watkins Glen in Martinsville. He is our third in-car camera in today's event. And starting shotgun is Mike Becker, the Talladega winner, in the 42 STP Buick, and the number 471 Buckstone Oldsmobile of Kev Shearer has the outside. So Seth Cole, Joshua Osborne, and Cole Deaver have our in-car cameras in today's event. As the field will come off corner number 4, Ashlyn Boyd will lead him down. In fact, Chevrolet swept the top 5 spots in qualifying for all 5 of the Monte Carlos. They come off the 4th corner here, led by a 1984 model Monte Carlo. Ashlyn Boyd leads them down. Green flag is out. We are underway here in Atlanta. They qualify here this race at over 187 miles per hour, but they'll run faster in the draft on this racetrack. And this track here, very, very exciting to watch here. Much like this track reminds you a lot of Homestead Miami Speedway we'll be heading to for the finale this season. Boyd leads the first lap of the race here, car 55, but here comes Ryan Kazee to the inside. He'll take the number 1 spot with Jordan Lopez in 2nd position. And Chelsea Bowles trying for 3rd spot in number 74. And she's got the Dillons right behind him, right behind her, Poteet in 22, and Young in the 2. Dylan Young has a win this season at Bristol, Tennessee in the night race over there, while Poteet's yet to get a win, even though he's 10th place in the standings coming in, the season 1 champion in this series. Poteet, kind of the quiet runner in this series there. He may be lurking somewhere, and you may not know it. And in fact, Poteet looking for the number 1 position right now in car number 22 as they go into turn number 3. And he'll take over from Chelsea Bowles. They come off the 4th quarter now. Dylan Poteet out in front. Dylan Young in 2nd position. So you got the Dylan and Dylan show going on for the moment. As now Patrick Smith and Zachary Fitzwater gets into it now in the 8 and the 33 cars. Dylan Young takes the lead, but only for briefly, because here comes Patrick Smith to the inside now. And he'll have Fitzwater, Zorlin, Weinstein, and Matthews right behind him. Patrick Smith leading the last time by. Now Fitzwater will take the number 1 spot with Zorlin right behind us. Then another side-by-side between their 33 and the 88 cars. And here comes Weinstein looking for the number 2 position on number 70, the J.D. McDuffie special. And there they come off the 4th corner here as they come down to the start-finish line to complete lap number 5. 45 to go now here at the Napa Know-How 500. We'll check the fastest lap, and that goes to Kyle Langland at the moment at 193.9 miles per hour. So they are 6 miles an hour faster, almost 7 miles an hour faster than what they qualified. Remember, I said 187 was the pole speed for the event, and they're turning laps almost 194 miles an hour out of a few cars. Up front now comes Kyle Matthews, number 29, the Hardee's Oldsmobile, and he'll take the number 1 spot. He leads this lap, but here comes Ryan George to the inside in car 17, that darn pace car. Car 17, the Tide Chevrolet. He won the season at Rockingham and has been skunked ever since. But don't look now, because here comes the point leader, the number 9, Jessica Shelton. As she'll look for the number, as she looks to lead a lap here, and she padded her lead a little over Charles Sanford the last few races. Her win at Darlington, and then came in 2nd at Richmond, the last race on the tour. She has got the most consistent car you see out there in this series this season. It has an average finish of 12th this season. There's an average starting position of 11th. And not to mention a season-leading 6 poles this season, and of course also a season-leading 5 wins. So Shelton has been just absolutely just nothing short of brilliance this season, without question. As are a lot of the other drivers in this series, and Shelton does get her 5 points for leading a lap. But now Jesse Turner will take the number 1 spot away from her as he brings the CTE Ford out in front. That is an 82 40s driving. Shelton driving an 88 this weekend. But Turner doesn't hold the lead for long because here comes William Brock in number 4. He'll take the Kodak Film Oldsmobile to the number 1 spot. And he'll take Trent Dunham with him in the car out of Sega Motorsports, that number 1 car. That car will be a Pontiac next season with Hooters as a sponsor. As they come through the first and second turns here, and not too late to start the silly season here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, that is for sure. As I said, they will be going to the original Cup Mod 1996 car set next season. Ryan Winters looking for the number 1 spot now, and he'll take the lead. He'll lead that lap, and now here comes Joshua Collard. And number 43, and Winters, dude, oh my goodness. They're now 3 wide. Trent Dunham almost gets turned here, and now they're 3 wide. You got Turner and Brock stuck in the middle. Here comes Charles Samber. Problems. Ryan Winters is around, so is Dunham and William Brock. A 3-car crash in turn number 3, and a yellow flag flies for the first time here today at Atlanta. And both of our point contenders were right near the incident too, and they both escaped, both Stanford and Shelton. And Paul Minnick will lead him back to the start-finish line. He led the last time by. And Trent Dunham, one of the drivers in the top 10 in the standings coming into this event, then he'll drop just a little bit. And William Brock had been running solid this season as well. Ryan Winters, one of the contenders for Rookie of the Year. Take a look as to what happened to cause the first yellow of the day as they come in the third turn. I think Turner went up the track. No. Kind of hard to tell what caused the whole thing to happen. I don't know. I actually don't know. Let's take a look at our much reliant far chase view. Yeah, Turner looks like he turns Dunham into the 4 of Brock. That sent Brock into the 90 of Ryan Winters, and then both cars get right into the wall, both the 90 and the 1, and then the 4 car eventually does get into the wall in the third turn, and poor Trent Dunham had nowhere to go but right into the 90 car of Ryan Winters. But, and then gives the 4 car one little shove, one little push as well, but they were averaging 190.6 miles per hour on the first 10 laps of this race here. As you see now, they come on pit road. William Brock coming off pit road right now, 45 miles an hour down pit road. And this track will actually be raced at 55 miles per hour for the next time we go here. As Brock and Winters both come off pit road after unscheduled pit stops. And so too does Trent Dunham. But the leader right now is Paul Minnick in number 44, the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet. That is another 1984 Chevrolet in this field. And the 90, the 4, and the 1 are all managed to stay on the lead lap, but the question is for how long. But the caution light has dropped the average down to just under 138 miles per hour here, as the field will come down for green flag racing here. It'll be on lap number 16. We will have 35 laps to go. Paul Minnick is the leader of the race. Michael Whitman's in second position. Joshua Collard will go third. Fourth position will be Johnny Gardner. Charles Sanford fifth. Jesse Turner sixth. Jessica Shelton seventh. Eighth is the 15 of Jason Haywood. Joshua Sakuli ninth. And Cole Deaver runs in 10th position as the green flag waves are back underway here in Atlanta. Riding along with Cole Deaver in the Dale Earnhardt colors, and he has moved up nicely from way back in the pack. And we got a lane change you see up just up ahead. Michael Whitman to the inside of Paul Minnick for the number 1 position as they come off the 4th corner here. And Whitman does lead the lap, and now he'll take Joshua Collard with him in the King Richard Petty 43. As they come through the first and second turns here, Jesse Turner in 3rd position, as we now mentioned. There's Shelton, who has led a lap so far today. She is trying for 4th inside of Paul Minnick. And then you got another Joshua Sakuli in the 47 car. He's giving it Race Hill Farms Buick a good ride here. It's an 81 Buick he's driving. 3 wide racing here, and his Collard is moving to the high side here. Now Deaver, you're riding with him right now again. inside of Jessica Shelton for position there. And 3 wide in the third turn. Kyle Matthews moves his way up to the field now in 29, and he'll dive underneath Shelton and Turner both. And here comes Kyle Langland. We haven't talked about him at all today, other than the fact he holds the fastest lap of the race here so far. And he's looking for a solid day here today. Poetry in motion over 190 miles per hour here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Into the third turn. Whoa! Shelton almost gets turned. That would have been disastrous for her right there. And now her and Joshua Collard are battling right there. 3 wide still between Tellier, Minnick, and Turner as they go into the first 10 second turns. Oh my gosh! Do not make a mistake, anybody. And Cole Deaver's going to take the lead in car number 3, but here comes Kyle Matthews to the inside. He'll look for the number 1 spot now in the 29 machine as they go into the third turn now. Still keeping it clean at this moment. So it's Matthews to the front. Here comes Langland to the inside. Does he lead this lap? No, Matthews does. Kat Tellier up there, the winner of the season at California Speedway in the 7 car. Patrick Smith up there, Dylan Young. Heck, Dylan and Dylan show back at it again. Dylan Young and Dylan Poteet. They're back at it again, the 2 and the 22. And Paul Minnick stuck in the middle now. Or as we like to call it, caught in the sucker hole. It's now Tellier leads the lap here, but they go into turn number 1. And oh my gosh, I do not like the looks of this right there. Paul Minnick saying, come on, please, anybody, let me up higher, let me down low. I'm tired of being in the middle here. A recipe for disaster here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, that is for sure. But somehow they're keeping it under control as Dylan Young takes the number 1 spot now with Poteet in second. And here comes Weinstein to the inside now. He'll take third from Patrick Smith. Now try to take second from Dylan Young. And I'll tell you, as they go up into turn number 1 again, or turn number 2, I should say now. And down the backstretch now, and in the third turn, still keeping it 3 wide there, but as Minnick's now between the 12 of Ryan Kazee and the 7 of Kat Tellier. Ashlyn Boyd now has the fastest lap at 194.31 miles per hour, the pole sitter for the event. In fact, Poteet and Becca Tellier also hit 194. As Weinstein in the 70, he'll lead the lap. But here comes the pole sitter, Ashlyn Boyd, looking for the number 1 spot. He'll take the number 55 Copenhagen Chevy to the inside. He's got Fitzwater and Alexander Rowe right behind him. Here comes the 12 of Ryan Kazee. The Budweiser Chevrolet, he was the outside pole sitter for the event in the 1986 Neil Bonnet car. We'll keep an eye on that car in the middle, Paul Minnick, because like I said, I do not like the looks of this right there. Seth Cole diving to the inside. He started his race in 4th position, looking to make his way through the field. Now he's running, let's see what he's clocked at this time by. He's clocked in the 12th position. Make that 13th position now. Riding with Seth Cole in the 52 Folgers Chevrolet out of NNSCRA Motorsports. Oh, baby, they're close. Seth tries to take a peek to the inside of the 15 Motorcraft car, Jason Haywood, one of the KAB Enterprises cars. In this field here, so they go down through the first and second turns, and the Dillons are way up high now, the 2 and the 22, as we said. And Minnick's still caught in the middle as they go into the third turn. Now here comes Shelton to the inside, number 9, as she's got her buddy Charles Samper shoving her, trying to make their way up to the field, as well as Johnny Gardner and Keith Batson. Off the second turn they come here as they get on the backstretch. Jordan Lopez takes the number 1 spot, but now Jason Haywood will go inside for position here. And whoa! Minnick almost gets right into the 55, I should say, of Ashlyn Boyd. 52, however, Seth Cole, he's looking for second place now on Jordan Lopez, darn pace car. And Haywood gets the lead in this race here. Haywood came in this race 6th place in the standings coming in. If you remember, Jason Haywood won the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis this season. And Haywood gets turned, and Lopez right in the wall as well. Oh, here we go, here we go. And Keith Batson's crash. Jason Haywood right at the end of the pit wall. Oh my gosh, a bad crash by Jason Haywood. Ryan George is in it. Tony Newman, Keith Batson's in it. 10th place in the standings coming in. Yeah, 8 car. Patrick Smith's in the crash. Cat Tellier. Is that? I don't know if that's Deaver in the crash. I don't know if that's him or not in this deal. Seth Cole leading the field back to the start-finish line. On several cars crash there on the front stretch here in Atlanta. And it all started in the 3rd turn here going in turn 3. Jason Haywood, who was the leader of the race. Yeah, he moves up. He thought he was clear of Jordan Lopez in 16. He moves up. He thought he was clear of him. Gets spun right into the wall he goes. And this is where, believe it or not, the whole thing starts. And we know the top 2 drivers in the points barely got through it. Shelton gets through it. And I don't know if Stanford got any damage in this whole deal. I don't know. He might have. Let's see. Yeah, Fitzwaters spins right there. And there's the Gardner who got tapped in this whole deal. Now watch Haywood. He'll come down on Alexander Rowan 51. He'll knock him sideways right there. And about this point, though, Haywood's going to come around the apron and says he wants to come down pit road. And then Keith Batson, for some inexplicable reason, turns him and Haywood right at the end of the pit wall. And several cars are going to crash right there. Michael Whitman, Keith Batson, Kyle Matthews, Matthews crashes. Cab Shearer, Patrick Smith, Joshua Collard, Zach Winkle, and Michael Whitman flipping over upside down. Chelsea Bolts in the crash. Cole Deaver. Hartnett's going to get in the crash. Deaver and Quentin Moore both come to a dead stop. And I think Osborne's going to barely get through it in 25. And he and Deaver both have our in-car cameras on this one. Let's see how Joshua Osborne got through it first. And you got a little piece of the 7 of Cat Tellier on this whole deal, so you got a little piece of the 7 of Cat Tellier, but really no big deal. Cole Deaver's perspective. And actually, Deaver got slammed right into Kyle Matthews' car in 29. He picked up all those positions, but we'll see how all those cars will perform when we go back to green flag. So, second yellow flag of the day flies. Here flew flew here on a lap number, I think it was 30 when we had the yellow flag fly. Cars out of the race are Chelsea Bowles, Patrick Smith, Cab Shearer, Tony Newman, Michael Whitman, no secret on that one. Jason Haywood, and poor Keith Badson, 28 card, the defending race winner, will not make it 2 in a row in the Napa Know-How 500, and he and Haywood will both drop in the standings for sure. Haywood was 6th in the points coming in, and Badson, I think, was in the top 10 as well. So, unfortunate break for 2 of the KAB Enterprises cars, but Becca Tellier, if it's any consolation for Keith, is running in 3rd position right now. She has possibly a shot to pull it off for the KAB team and maybe win her 2nd in a row. But Seth Cole, Phil Parker, and several others have something to say about that. Green flag back out on lap number 35. Ryan Gazee rides in 4th position. 5th is Zorlin. 6th is Shelton. 7th is Jordan Lopez. 8th, Charles Sanford. 9th is Johnny Gardner, and Ashlyn Boyd running in 10th. They stay single file until Phil Parker moves to the inside to make a move to the inside lane. He's going to get Ryan Kazee behind him, and now Shelton decides to go to the inside lane. And the 5, 12, and the 9, they both come to the inside here, and now Sanford's going to try to join in the 30 machine. Just remember, Charles Sanford going for the Atlanta sweep. He won this race in the spring, the first race visit here. But here comes 12 car. That's Ryan Kazee to the inside lane. They're side by side. Kazee, I think, led that lap. Yes, he did. Seth Cole looking to the outside. You're riding along with him in car 52. Right there behind Phil Parker, his Hendrick teammate. And there you get an idea of how much of an engine builder's nightmare Atlanta can be as you look at the tachometer. They're down to about no lower than about 82, 8100 RPMs. Backstretch now. Shelton's now the one caught in the middle. Boy, guys, don't. That was close. Off the 4th corner they come here, and boy, what racing we're seeing here over 100 at about 185, 190 miles per hour. Shelton and Phil Parker touch just a little as they go into turn number 1. They touch again going through turn 2. Oh my goodness. Zorlin led the last time by. Now Seth Cole caught in a 3-wide sandwich between he, Phil Parker, and Alexander Rowe. It's come out the 4th corner here, and now Johnny Gardner. Oh, and they caught the lap car of Ryan Winters. And that holds up everybody. Everybody except for the top 4, and it's Tellier, Gardner, Shelton, and Rowe. And they're coming down for 10 laps to go. And it's now Becca Tellier out in front. Shelton to 2nd position. That's how we left him at Richmond, by the way. Tellier was the winner and Shelton was 2nd in that race. That's how we left those two. And boy, Jessica Shelton here. I think a lot of the drivers are... Oh! Now they caught the lap car of Kyle Langland. And that's going to bunch everybody right back up. And here comes Shelton to the inside looking for the lead. Now Ziff Kyle Langland's the pace car, and rest of the field are trying to line up behind him. And now Seth Cole's caught up to them now. Shelton leads the lap now with now 9 laps to go in this race. And Alexander Rowe goes to 2nd. One of the surprise. We may have a surprise winner possibly if this keeps up. Seth Cole take 3rd. Here comes Paul Minute for 4th. Poteet's going to go 5th. Anderson now 6th. Max Anderson 75. We haven't talked about him at all today. Sakuli now goes to 7th. Fitzwater now 8th. Lopez 9th. And Jesse Turner looks like he's going to go to 10th. And Charles Sanders going to dive inside. He says, I've had enough of this. And he'll take position away now. Meantime, back up front, Seth Cole's going to go inside as Jessica Shelton for the lead now. This is coming down for 7 laps to go. And here comes the 44 car of Paul Minnick. Seth Cole looking for that first win of the season. He has been close a couple of times. He came close at the first race at Martinsville. Five-car breakaway at the moment here to see what happens here, but it may not last for long because Max Anderson trying to close up right now for making a 6-car battle for the win. If they keep trading spots like they do, it might be possibly we may have a 6-car battle for the win. But don't pencil in your winner yet on this one here. Seth Cole out in front. He's trying to hold them all off. Minnick, second position. Third is now Rowe. Fourth is Shelton. Fifth is Poteet. Rear bumper cam, Seth Cole's machine. 5 laps to go. Down the backstretch, she'll enter turn 3 at about 186 miles an hour in the third turn. And down to about no lower than 181 through the third and fourth turns now. Now see how fast he goes down the backstretch and the first stretch into the third turn, or first turn. And he'll enter turn 1 at 187 miles per hour now. 4 laps to go. Lap car up ahead. That is, again, Ryan Winters. They may possibly catch him before this race is over. We'll see. Winters is at the start-finish line right now, and he is about a straightaway and a half ahead. Actually, it's about a full straightaway ahead, I think, as a matter of fact, too. 2 to go. Or 3 to go, excuse me. Poteet the third. Shelton up the fourth. And they're going to catch him. They are going to catch him. That 90 car. This could determine the outcome possibly here. Cole, it depends on how they get around him. Oh, they're going to catch him almost right there. They may catch him going to turn number 1 possibly. And they do catch him in turn number 1. Cole to the inside. So does Minnick. So does Shelton. And Poteet's the one caught behind. And Max Anderson's going to try for 5th position now as they go down the backstretch here on Poteet. He's got 5th. Poteet now drops to 6th. And another lap car in Cat Tellier. White flag's going to be waving this time by. Here comes Minnick to the inside of Seth Cole. Paul Minnick to the inside of Seth Cole. Seth throws the block. Here comes Shelton. Into the third turn. Into turn number 2 now. Paul Minnick. Car 44 side by side. Which one's going to escape the lap car? Seth Cole on the outside. Minnick to the inside. And Cat Tellier's going to block Minnick, who's going to win at the race to the start-finish line. Minnick or Seth Cole. Paul Minnick's going to do it. Paul Minnick in number 44 has won the Napa Know-How 500 in Atlanta. Unbelievable. Paul Minnick gets his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series victory here as he does it here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Out snookering one of the best. Oh, you gotta feel for Seth Cole though. In the 52, had that one won. Caught all those lap cars, and unfortunately the 7 car. Actually, I think if you look at it this way, he kind of blocked both of them somewhat, both Cole and Minnick. And Seth Cole, to make Magnetar's first for him, he almost lost second to Jessica Shelton as well. Shelton's going to come home 3rd. 4th is going to go to Alexander Rowe. A great day for the 51 team. Dylan Poteet 5th. Phil Parker 6th. 7th will go to Ashlyn Boyd. Max Anderson 8th. Jordan Lopez 9th. And Jesse Turner will end up finishing in 10th. And look at the margin. 0.47 at the start-finish line. Gee whiz. So 28 races are in the books, and Paul Minnick gets his first ever Castrol GTX Cup Series victory at the average speed of 145.752 miles per hour as he wins the Napa Know-How 500. We mentioned Seth Cole was second. Jessica Shelton's going to get another huge points harvest here, and at one of her worst, and at what she calls one of her worst tracks at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Wasn't her worst this time here in Atlanta. She comes home third. We mentioned Alexander Roa, a solid fourth place run for him, and Dylan Poteet will end up finishing fifth, and he will gain some points wise as well. So Poteet looking to solidify a spot in the top 10. Let's give you the rest of the finishing order. Charles Sanford, a solid 11th here in today's event, but again loses ground to Shelton points wise. Seems like every time he runs good, she runs good. So we'll see what. So next race on tour will be at Dover Downs International Speedway, as was mentioned, for the Tax Slayer 400. Zachary Fitzwater comes home in 12th. 13th, Johnny Gardner. 14th will go to Joshua Sakuli. Mike Becker from 39th to 15th in the final running order. Joshua Osborne 16th. Zed Weinstein 17th. Becca Tellier 18th. 19th, Ryan Kazee. And 20th will go to Zach Winkle. So the Junior Johnson cars finish right there together. The 12 and the 11 cars as well. Sorlin comes home in 21st position. Dylan Young, 22nd. 23rd will go to Quentin Moore. Emmanuel Hartnett, 24th. 25th, Cole Deaver. 26th, Ryan George. Trent Dunham, 27th. 28th, Kyle Matthews. 29th, William Brock. Joshua Collard comes home 30th. And Kat Tellier was the last car in the lead lap in 31st. I mean, barely the last car in the lead lap. And she was almost lapped right there at the very end. So... But anyway, Ryan Winters and Kyle England did not escape getting lapped again, so they ended 32nd and 33rd. Langland was the last car to finish. Chelsea Bowles will lead the retiree list in 34th position. Patrick Smith, Kev Shear, Tony Newman, Michael Whitman, and two of the top 10 runners for the out of the race here, Jason Haywood and Keith Batson. And they were both top 10 points coming into this race, so that's going to hurt them as well to try to stay in the top 10. But the big winner is Paul Minnick, number 44, the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet. A surprise winner as he goes the victory lane here today at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Is the first time ever he has won in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And I think that's another. I'm trying to think. I think it's like the third. I think it's the third or fourth first time winner we've had this season too. So who knows who's next on that list? We'll see when we get. Maybe may have it at Dover. We'll find out. And but anyway, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We have everything on this channel. We got in our races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And be sure to like his. And be sure to become part of the team. Like the page on Facebook as well, and also be sure to check out Seth's. And be sure to also check out Seth's Tax Slayer Truck Series, Pizza Hut X Series, and Hershey's Cup Series. Be sure to check those races out, and I'll guarantee races are a whole heck of a lot better than what I have to offer. But you will not regret checking his stuff out. And like I said, like the page on Facebook and become part of the NNSCRA team. It's the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel and page on Facebook. So anyway. With all that said, Dover's next up on the tour for the Tax Slayer 400. Congratulations again to Paul Minnick, the winner today at the Napa Know-How 500. This is James Qualls, who's in the production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.